that.
And I hope they appropriately find that in spite of qualified immunity, that you blew it badly enough that, in fact, criminal charges should be considered.
I hope they just find whatever the truth is.
What is the penalty for the crime alleged on the affidavit for selling a weapon not as a licensed dealer? What's the penalty?
Oh, my Lord.
The ratios.
Mr. Chairman, I believe it's a 10-year felony, and there are two different crimes. It might be a 5-year and a 10-year felony.
Okay.
I want to get back to you to make sure that there's a series of statutes that run all.
It's not a death penalty. Is that correct?
There is not a death penalty for that statute, no.
Okay. So Mr. Malinowski was not in any danger of being executed for what he is alleged to have done and no longer can defend himself because he's dead. But he was killed doing what any normal citizen does when people enter their home in the dark of night and they don't know who they are. If you had body cameras, maybe Mrs. Malinowski didn't.
Think about that. Middle of the night, they cut the power to your house, kick your door in, you hear a smash, you think you're being robbed. It's America. There's crime everywhere. People got guns. People are on crack and fentanyl and thousands of murders every year, right? So you go downstairs to address the situation and then you get murdered in your own home. And they conveniently don't have their fucking body cameras with them. How convenient.
Hear right. Maybe you said police and identified yourself. Maybe he said, I don't care, and maybe he...
This kind of shit should be made into a movie, an Old West movie, and this is the type of thing where you want to see, it happens. Like, they killed my pa, right? The bad gang that broke out of jail, and they roll into town like a fucking old Clint Eastwood movie, and they steal your horses and steal your shit, and then they shoot your pa as he's trying to defend his property. And then the boy remembers what that guy looked like because he had a scar on his face and a banjo and a fucking whatever, right? Just straight out of Clint Eastwood. And then he remembers that shit. And then he goes and he finds those motherfuckers and gets revenge, right? There's no avenue for that anymore in our society. Real justice. Like real accountability for fuckery like this. Instead, we're just supposed to, we got to rely on the system and the justice system. Like, I'm not calling for outright anarchy or I'm not calling for fucking vigilante justice, but I'm just expressing an emotion and a thought about what's missing in our society is a direct line of accountability for these types of things. If there was some way to directly hold these people responsible, like maybe AI could be like the decider, and then we could have like a Thunderdome or something, like a Mad Max Thunderdome. And if something crazy like this happens where laws are broken and everyone's lying and hiding, then like those people can be thrown into the Thunderdome to face, like in Dune, right? Like when Paul Atreides faces the Emperor and he says, "Face me or pick your champion," right? Like a true code of honor. Like that would be epic because people would act right or face the consequences. I think that would be a good thing for society. Because this is bullshit. That guy, all those guys got to go home to their families that night. Right? While they killed that guy in his own house.
Fired the shots. I don't believe that, and I don't think you do either. I believe he had every real belief that he was defending his wife and family. He fired warning shots. A ricochet hit a police officer or an ATF agent, and you killed him. Those are the facts. I have been investigating ATF for many years, and ATF agents have, rightfully so, and with great trepidation, I'm sure, come forth and been our whistleblowers. And we've consistently seen there are two ATFs, the one we need and want and deserve, and the one that plays fast and loose, like 10 cars going in deliberately with a warrant that did not entitle an arrest, when in fact, if you wanted to arrest him, it would have been reasonable to arrest him at work and simultaneously go into his home.
Exactly.
If he had done that, he'd be alive today, and we'd be talking about other things, including whether you